We have successfully retaken the Taurynt Isle, but our work is far from over. In order to further secure the legacy of the Bastard Bull, we must make immediate moves to solidify our name into the history books. Within our lifetime, we will strive to secure our bloodline, tend a flourishing family tree, build a culture, a new religion, and invest in the upbringing of new knightly lineages based on you, my channel members. If this video has won your favor, then strike that like button, bend thy knee and subscribe to our channel, and comment your knightly oath below to appease the algorithm gods. And, if ye be truly loyal, then consider joining the ranks of House Taurynt by becoming a channel member via the link in the description. But, without further ado, let us jump into the adventure. And here we are, Knights of House Taurynt. Welcome back to a new installment of our Legacy of the Bastard Bull series, right here in Crusader Kings 3, a Game of Thrones mod. In the aftermath of retaking the Taurynt Isle from the hands of the Grandison bastards who stole it from us, we are now here trying to re-establish what knighthood means within the lands of Westeros. And in order to do that, we must raise new knightly figures to the heights of nobility in hopes that they will instill a new era of peace and happiness, chivalry and honor. Beginning with Sir Jax Umbragon, this is a real Northman from the lands of the Starks. House Umbragon, their house motto is "We are honor, we are fury," which I think is absolutely badass. They have a gray armored wolf upon a field of black and red flames, wielding an iron battle axe. I think it's super badass. And of course, all of these companions are either suggestions from previous series or just inspired by our community members. So thank you all very much for joining in as channel members, and I hope you guys enjoy your characters. But anyway, this is Sir Jax Umbragon. He is a brilliant strategist and a formidable fighter. He is authoritative, brave, and stubborn. Next up, we have none other than Sir Ignarian Zygar. He is a Westerosi Valyrian of House Zygar, wings unfurled. He has a black and lightning-colored drake upon a, or I guess dragon because it does have wings. I just thought drake sounded better in that moment. Upon a field of like ash and gray kind of stripes, basically. He is temperate, stubborn, and greedy, a prosperous seneschal, and of course a formidable fighter as well. Next we have none other than Sir Jeremy Steed himself, a recurring figure in many of our series. Sir Jeremy of House Steed, those that carry. He features the golden stag, or sorry, not a golden stag, but a golden stallion upon a black night sea with the a white sunburst in the background. He is honest, compassionate, just, and brave, athletic and strong, and a formidable fighter. Next we have Sir Arnold Roast. He is brave, diligent, and wrathful, and a gracious envoy. So he's ironically wrathful, which decreases his diplomacy a little bit, but he has been trained very, very highly in the ways of diplomacy. He comes from House Roast, honored in flame, with a impaled boar's head over some open flames. And lastly, we have Sir Colton Ballard, a bit of a short king he is. He is brave, wrathful, and ambitious, and a skilled tactician. He comes from House Ballard, oaths remembered. And you can barely see it, but I really enjoyed this detail in his sigil. I included the white and orange bowl of House Taurynt that they added in to their own sigil, because it was featuring just the knight, the sword, and the shield, but then they added the Taurynt bowl to the shield after having sworn fealty and loyalty to House Taurynt. Yeah, oaths remembered, House Ballad. I think that's really badass. I love how every single one of these characters came out. I think that's super, super cool. 5 new knightly heroes that we can hopefully get landed at some point if we decide to start taking lands again. As it was, we did hold the Vellum Coast, which we renamed the Taurynt Coast in our previous playthrough, and I believe these lands were under dispute for a long time, and we ended up getting all of Stonehelm, all of Red Watch, and Yeah, I think even Blackreach, or Blackhaven, became ours at one point, but I don't remember. Those histories have been torched and burned and stamped into the ashes after the eradication of our house at the hands of House Grandison. But of course, Lord Oliver, the brutes of House Grandison, and the Black Lions of his house have been roused and are now hot on our scent. It is quite unfortunate, but we will be looking over our shoulder for quite some time. But with our new Valyrian steel sword, Brotherhood, there is not much that can break away these bonds of Brotherhood, whereas once before, only a single member held every single castle upon the Isle of Taurynt. Now it is being split and shared with the twins of House Taurynt, the new founders of our dynasty. Oh, a snake at court. Scheme failed. Michael Grandison. Yeah, the Grandisons are getting on my damn nerves. But a lot of these alliances are superficial. The only one we actually have due to marriage alliance is with King Delvin of Dorne. Or Devlin, sorry. That's interesting. It's King and not Prince Devlin. So, yeah, that's quite interesting. The Kingdom of Dorne. I guess they changed Dorne to a feudal paramountcy instead of a principality. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, but for right now, it doesn't seem like a wise idea to start taking any more territories. So what I'm thinking is we can also go and change our lifestyle focus. Because as of right now, it's not that beneficial for us to just increase our prowess for no reason. Even then, like 32 prowess is pretty good. And once we drop, yeah, our lifestyle focus, we're gonna drop prowess by 3, putting us to 29, which is not awful. But I think having a diplomatic lifestyle focus is gonna help out with a lot of our bloodline situation and everything like that. So stuff like Heart of the Family, Groomed to Rule, Bound by Blood, and then defensive negotiations as well can get us just one additional alliance without marriage, and the ability to purchase truces, which we can utilize on our enemies' allies to purchase a truce so they can't attack us and then go to war with their ally, because then the truce will be in effect and those allies cannot join in the War of the Offender. So that's going to be quite interesting. Another one I was looking forward to is this one right here, Pedagogy. Your wards can get additional skills and can become your friend, which I think is going to be pretty interesting. But then again, that's just one perk out of that whole tree that I really find beneficial. So we'll just continue on our adventure and see what happens, lads. Now, I know he's already a year old, and he's actually pushing 2 years old. Yeah, in the next 5 months he turns 2. So I think we're gonna celebrate the birth of the new son and heir of the Taurynt Isle with a tournament, a grand tournament here in Evenfall. It might end up being, yeah, too expensive. Yeah, 4,000 and, yeah, 4.1k. That's kind of a lot, low-key. We're about halfway there. Do I want to spend 4,000 on one tournament? Not necessarily. Scheme failed. Sir Carol Wren. Nice. Alright, so I'm realizing that I never reset up my council after the end of the previous video. So, Sir Jeremy Steed is now taking over as our castellan. He is our closest confidant, our friend, and now basically the hand of the king, except he's just the advisor of the lord in most all matters. Sir Arnold Roast will be taking over as our diplomat. Perino Mott, I'm pretty sure this is the guy that we hired to be our courtsmith, yeah. Keelan Rengrove, and Sir Ignarian Zygar will be our admiral under a stewardship focus, trying to gain us some more money, some more domain taxes, and everything like that. We're going to get Keelan Rengrove, our master-at-arms, to train up our commanders, give them some additional traits. We can declare 7 wars. Why would I want to? I don't. Michael Cole's claims on the whole of Blackhaven. That is interesting. We could get our friend Michael to take over all of Blackhaven. But no, I don't think so. Again, fighting in wars is not going to exactly help us out here. We must continue down the path of the righteous diplomat. We have retaken our lands, but there are those who forgot the sway of House Taurynt and the strength behind our name. It is high time that we remind them. Lord Dane, the Stoic of House Taurynt, has declared war upon Lord Oliver the Brute of House Grandison. For what reason, brother? War of revenge. Oh, shit. Alright. Yeah, I was trying to find a way to stop this, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So, because Sir Dane, Lord Dane, is my vassal, he was able to declare a private war against the Grandisons, which put him immediately at war with the whole of the Stormlands. It's almost like a rebellion here going on now. But he's called upon his Dornish allies because of his marriage to a Dornish princess. And so now, because he's attacking my liege, I can't join his side of the war. And he sees me as part of the war target of the aggressors or the oppressors. And so now he's laying siege to Evenfall. I'm kind of upset by this. I kind of hate that. Because now they're laying siege literally to my capital. I'm so fucking mad, dude. Alright, well, I'm gonna have no choice but to join the war on the opposing side. Oh, I can't. Oh, so I'm cooked either way. That's unfortunate. Oh, no way. Lord Oliver's heir, Master Humphrey, cannot let the grudge between his predecessor and you go unresolved. Damn. Sir Oliver was executed on Lord Dane, the Stoic of Brightmoor's orders. That's crazy. Dane taking the blood back, basically. That's interesting. Yeah, it's time to move on. My dear brother, Sir Dane, please, I beg of thee. Ah, our beloved wife falls pregnant once more, the Lady Celine Amandine. Alright, so it looks like our second child is a daughter, and our wife wants to name her Estelle, after her aunt. Yeah, Estelle Taurynt. A lovely idea. Estelle it is. We shall get her educated by her mother. Uh-oh, what's happening now? Complications following childbirth. No! That's so sad. There you go. Yeah, get her educated by her mother. Perfect. Oh, so Jeremy Steed became an aspiring blade master. Good for him. Oh, Farron, he was one of our adventurers. He died. That's so sad. Damn. Alright. The time has come, I believe, to plan our sons, and the birth of our daughter, actually, now that I think about it. We want to start with the joust, go into the duels, and then end with a full-blown melee. Yeah, in Evenfall, or Evenfall, for the max amount. Yeah, it's going to be kind of a hefty price, but we're making some really good money, so I don't give a rat's. Yeah, start the grand tournament, lads. I'm currently not even qualifying for my own joust. That's pretty interesting. Nice. 7 lords and 1 king have arrived in Evenfall Hall. Does that mean... Oh, yeah, King Joshua the Worthy has joined our tournament in Evenfall Hall. That's pretty interesting. Speaking of, I was really against renaming Evenfall. Even though I know that is the ancestral title for the castle and the capital of Tarth. It is not Tarth any longer. So if there's another name you guys think should benefit our or should befit our capital of the Taurynt Isle, then let me know in the comments section below. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna get an inscription on our sword. Yeah, Brotherhood Games, motto inscription, storm the field. That's amazing. The joust contest begins. It looks like we're up against the evil zealot Lord Ector the Peculiar of House Wensington, with whom we are actually... our relations are not all that great. I'm ready. Ah, Lord Paramount Kyle the Proud of foul play. Yeah, cheating demands disqualification. Nice. I push away the usual nervousness before a joust by busying myself, checking and rechecking my various equipment. As I do so, however, I become aware of a presence beside me. My opponent, Ector, is curiously on foot, sword resting on his shoulder. He leans forward to speak in a somewhat conspiratorial tone. "Anda, how would you like to stretch your legs with me?" he booms. In response to my nonplussed expression, he laughs and points at the ground. "How about we do this round on foot, eh? A small break to give the crowd something different." It matters not to me how I beat you. 99%. We gained the upper hand here. You vanquish Ector with the blade. Nice. Full tilt, lads. It's time for one final pass. It all comes down to this. Yeah, 83% if I aim for his freaking head. Yeah, very nice. We've unseated Ector Wensington in the first round of the joust. Or of the semifinals, I suppose. Quarterfinals? Yeah. Yeah, Merrick Gower is on to the finals. Lord Raymond the Insane of House Lambert. Aw, Willis, my master-at-arms, he died. Damn it. He was another one of our companions when we were an adventurer. Full tilt. Hit him in the head. Aw, beautiful. First the sound of a crash, then an instant later a shuddering jolt up my arm. Yeah, Merrick's wounds speak to his valor. Victory indeed, lads. In the finale, Lord Andar of Taurynt Isle and Lord Boris of Cresthaven. I can do this. We do this for our daughter and for our son. Interesting. We're gonna fetch the physician just because it doesn't affect our score, but it makes our appearance that much better, and it decreases stress because we are just. Besides, it happens within our lands, within our territory. It only makes sense for us to be the ones to treat their wounds as guests of our hall. Hit them in the head, lad. Yeah! It looks like that is it. The finale has been won, and the joust tournament is our victory. Yeah, contest winner. After many trials and tribulations, and beat Lord Boris in the final. Very nice. Yeah, naming a queen of love and beauty for the Tourney of Evenfall. There is no lady more worthy than my beloved Celine. Yeah. Currently guaranteed to qualify for the duel contest, which is good. Nice. It's time. And the first round of the duels has been won against Lord Merrick the Bold of House Gower. Victory. Nice. Lord Hubert Rampton defeated Lord Alan the Black Turtle of Estamont. We're gonna face Lady Tanda the Stout. Nice. Another victory. Pirate Lord Titus the Strong of House Craycall was defeated by Hubert Rampton. And then he concedes in the end. That's crazy. 100% success, yeah. That's crazy. All the way up to the end, defeating everybody up to the finale. And then he sees us. And then he concedes, but it wasn't enough. A sonorous blow rings out as my weapon glances off a helmet, my opponent staggering backwards in a daze. I follow up quickly, a swiped feint left, a hammering blow right. I advance as my adversary backpedals desperately, my sword barely being deflected by the barest of margins. I sense a win and rush to claim it before Hubert recovers. I catch the strong of his blade with the last of a quick string of blows, breaking his grip and sending the weapon spinning into the dirt. The judges call an end, and I have won. But it looks like he was accidentally killed by us in a tournament duel. He died. We accidentally killed him. Ah, dude, that is tough. Damn, dude. That is unfreaking fortunate. It's not at all what I wanted. There we go. And now that we've finally surpassed the threshold for time, we are going to switch to a family focus, increasing our fertility by 20% and our diplomacy by +2 points. So I'm hoping we can have quite a few more children. Yeah, Lord Oliver has been slain, executed by our twin brother, Lord Dane. Nice. The melee contents Contest begins. Beautiful. Yeah. Glory shall be ours. Yeah, we will win a soldier's victory, lads. One more push. Oh, did we win? Oh, we sure as shit won it, lads. Hell yeah, boys. Beautiful. The Lord is unbeatable. Yeah, we won all 3 of these contests within our own tournament. What a great occasion. 3 sets of prize armor for that. Or, 2 sets of prize armor and 1 prize sword. What a great occasion. Yeah, we won a lot of glory for ourselves, for our house, and for our children. Oh, a realm at war. Lord Aerys has risen up against King Josua of the Iron Throne, and the war against the tyranny of King Josua. I must choose to stand with the king and join Lord Aerys of Duskendale. Interesting. Yeah, so he's the High Lord of Duskendale. He has 12,000 men to his name, but the realm has 74,000, so I'm not going to get involved, if I'm being honest. Good luck to you. The machinations of the dragon are not the concern of House Taurynt. Nice. Our wife becomes pregnant once more. And so here in the year 341 AC, we are now introducing once more a divergent culture from that of the Stormlanders. This is the Taurentian culture. Our collective noun, we are Taurentians. But essentially, we are a stoic ethos of culture. This culture believes in standing strong like a mountain, taking any and all hardships that life may throw at them, and enduring them all with grim determination and an indomitable spirit, which I think is pretty badass. I think that absolutely embodies what we've built here on the Taurynt Isle. I think it's incredibly interesting to see. As for our traditions, we do have Rolling Thunder because we are the blood of the Stormlanders still, giving us access to recruiting Stormlight men-at-arms as well. We have Reverence for Veterans. This culture doesn't look down upon those who can no longer fight due to injury. Instead, they are celebrated as heroes and used as teachers. Again, just kind of tapping into the previous video's theme of, like, you know, remembering the past and honoring those who are gone. And it's kind of the same thing here, honoring those who have fought before and who have come before us and stuff like that. Followed up by the martial admiration, again, just kind of adding more flavor to that same reverence for veterans and those who have fought previously. Only the strong. This culture places a strong emphasis on having a few well-trained warriors. If you're not the best of the best, you're not welcome to serve, which I think is pretty interesting as well. I think it's going to help push our prowess and our military might to be just the absolute peak of the Stormlands. Trials by combat is really interesting. Crimes by characters that you cannot imprison and who aren't your liege may be settled via single combat, which I think is really interesting. Words are cowards' substitute for weapons. Why leave justice to decrepit laws and corrupt magistrates when disputes can be settled faster and fairer with the blade? I agree with that to an extent. I think that's more of a you know, harsh reality behind utilizing that as your tradition, as your cultural tradition. But I think having Lord Andar, as just and stubborn and diligent and brave as he is, heading this culture, I think it's going to be our best bet here. So without further ado, let us introduce our divergent Stormlander culture, the Taurentians. Very nice. We became a cultural head. The Taurentian divergence. Small changes in dialect, slightly different customs. It was easy to miss at first. Over time, small changes led to large ones, however, and now the Stormlanders living in the Taurynt Isle have begun to identify themselves as Taurentian instead. In the face of a dangerous and unpredictable world, the Taurentians are coming to value grit and determination more than ever before. With the Taurentian people now looking to me for guidance, it is time to set the stage for our shared future. To a new age, a new era, and a new people. Absolutely beautiful. I think that's really, really interesting. Our next step will most likely be to create a different faith as well. For now, we're going to stick with the Faith of the Seven, however. For whatever reason... Okay, never mind. There it is. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. This seems like a bug. This seems like a bug. I don't know what's going on with that. So we're just gonna ignore it and pretend like it doesn't exist for a time. But yeah, the Storm Knights should still be there. For whatever reason, we have Dusk Spears now, which I think is odd because we are still... Oh, Antlermen. Okay, yeah, but we have Dusk Spears now, which is interesting. I don't know how that happened, but that's pretty cool. Anyway, lads, our glory is widely known. Oh, our boy Andar, look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, we're gonna jump off the bat and get Andar Taurynt, the brave personality trait. Nice. That's my boy. We gained a bit of stress from that. My dear nephew, Admiral of the Stormlands we are. That's amazing. Good. Loyalty or fear? Yeah, generous liege for 10 years. But no, I have more important people to impress, so. Nice. We've got our first diplomatic perk, giving us Heart of the Family. Being able to unlock next, Groom to Rule, which will increase all of our children's stats. Look at that, we have another son. Yeah, we want to name him Stannis Taurynt, apparently. I think that's a pretty good name. Excellent. I think it's a beautiful name. I love it. Yeah, complications following childbirth. That's unfortunate. Oh, look at that. He's got quick and beautiful as his traits. That is interesting. Yeah. Stannis Taurynt. Get the boy educated under his dear old dad. Ooh. Lord Samgood Selmy, our dear friend. Lord Andar, I write seeking permission for my heir, Baldrich, to visit you in the coming months. I seek no commitment of your time beyond that which you're willing to give. I only ask for a guarantee of Baldrich's safety and that he be allowed to access to Evenfall, so he may come to know it and its people better. Signed, Lord Samgood of the Marchfields. Of course he is welcome, my friend. Yeah, see, we're friends. See? A new visitor. Good. We're gonna become better acquainted, Baldrich and I. The troublemaking heir. Oh, Lord. Bit of a troublemaker, are ya? Ooh. Good, beams Jocelyn. Again, sword clangs against sword, will against will. The need for victory is all the novice sword fighter feels, but the masterful knight Jocelyn smiles as he slaps aside blows. Yeah. I slake my assault, exhausted. Your hand knows the sword well, my lord, says the captain. There's an art to your fury, something to nurture. Yeah, we gain the trait Aspiring Blade Master. Let our foes tremble. Nice. Pretty sick, lads. Pretty sick. Challenge to a board game. No, get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm busy running a realm, buddy. Time with the heir. Alright, we're gonna take this moment to gift our friend Sir Jeremy Steed our prized sword from the tourney. Give him a little weapon on his way. Nice. Now to my own affairs. Good. Get the kid out of here. Feud, the limits of spite. Our rightful moves against House Grandison have not gone unnoticed. It is all but certain that they now regret the cuckolding. Jesus. While such creatures don't deserve pity or mercy, the original injury has now been repaid. Extending this conflict indefinitely may not be in our best interests. We're gonna gain stress no matter what. Yeah. I think it's time. I really want to put this to bed behind us, so let us call it finished. And leave it at that. Yeah, we are now faithful with one another, which is good. And we are no longer feuding with House Grandison. Thank goodness. Yeah, thank goodness. Alright, let me see my brother. Oh, he's had a child. Yeah, Dane Taurynt. Nice. Another Dane joins the fold of House Taurynt. We have 3 children ourselves, which is not bad. All in all, there are 6 living members of House Taurynt now. That's amazing. Thank freaking goodness. Nice. Alright, so I'm actually gonna go through and find just some potential marriages for our new knights. I'm gonna go in order just from who got recruited first, basically. So whoever gets like the best marriage alliance, I suppose, is just, I guess, good. I guess I really don't know. It's gonna be just fucking random, and I'm kind of excited for it because Sir Jax Umbragon could just randomly get wed to Amira Valarian. which I think is pretty interesting, gaining 800 prestige for himself. Yeah, children will be born into House Umbragon. Yeah, we are Honor and we are Fury. Good for them. Nice. Moving on, let's get Sir Ignorian Zyga wed as well. He is currently 31 years of age. For relevance, Leora Beesbury is what's popping up for relevance. If we go for prestige gain, my daughter? Hell no, I don't think so. I don't want to wed him to a Grandison. I know we're no longer feuding with him, but that does not seem like a good match in my opinion. I think Lenora Beesbury is probably going to be his best bet. I think that should be fine. The Beesburys are well known throughout the histories of Westeros, so good for him. So Jeremy Steed, let's get this man wed as well. To Anna Florent. She's deceitful though, that's the thing. Bopatis. Interesting. Riverlanda. Yeah, I think Anna Florent is probably going to be the best bet here. Arnold Roast, let's get this man wed as well. Ariana Cole probably seems like the best bet here. I think Patrice might actually be best. She is a bit sadistic, which is a little weird. I kind of feel bad getting him wed to her like that, but it should be fine. That was Arnold Roast, and then Colton Ballad. Okay, we'll get Sir Colton Ballad wed to Belana Derry, who's got a lot of, yeah, stewardship perks. It's not bad. Yeah, burying the hatchet, finally. Lord Anda, we have had our differences in the past, but don't you agree that it's time to let bygones be bygones? My rival Lord Humphrey gestures from me to him. Whatever is between us, let us start anew. We could immediately throw it in his face. You're groveling before me. The father is good. Nah, let's stop being rivals. It's time to put everything in the past. There's actually huge potential now for the Grandisons to become good allies of ours. I'm a little excited for that potential, you know? He is an evil Ravener, so I don't expect much out of him. And even his son and heir is a resentful villain. So I don't expect too much from these Grandison bastards. But I hope they're happy in their current state of being, now that we've buried the hatchet and everything. Alright, so we've spent quite a bit of money just getting some stuff built up. We're looking pretty good right now. Economically, looking great. Lord Thurgood of Stackfield. Oh, thanks. Alright, in an attempt to try and have more children with our wife, we're going to try and romance her. What stats do we have? Hold on, aren't we a poet? Traveler? I thought for sure we had, like, poet or something. We're gonna impress her by winning a sparring match. Nice. Okay, well, that worked out in our favor, regardless. Nice. Groom to rule, giving every child 1 to 3 extra skill points. And our Torrent's martial skill increased by 3. Estelle Torrent stewardship increased by 1. Not bad. And Stannis is still too young to have any of that matter right now. So as for my daughter, she is bossy, which means we could give her an education in stewardship. Grand. I want her educated by somebody with the greatest stewardship we could offer. And it looks like that's going to be Perino Mott. Yeah, if not Sir Ignorian Zyga. If anything, I actually want to give her to our friend Sir Ignorian, in hopes that he'll teach her the ways of a shrewd, educated, or, you know, individual in economics. Someone's trying to murder my courtier. That's not good. Leave them alone, you bastards! Oh, propose an alliance. Despite our lack of bonds by blood, I believe we both stand to gain from an alliance. I propose that we join our forces and fight our foes together. Signed, the Lord Lymond of Cape Wrath. Yeah, House Mertens. You know what? Sure, buddy. We now have an alliance with the Mertens of Cape Wrath. Nice. I wonder if they're going to try and make a move on somebody like the Rainwood. They're going to need some allies. That would be interesting. Romance. The uncomfortable death. Or dance, not death. Jesus. While attending a social function in Evenfall, an effort to be closer to Selene, the musicians fire up a merry tune and a dance begins. My eyes search out the object of my affections, but it is too late. She is already dancing with Edrich. I'm honestly not that worried. I'm gonna gracefully try to cut in. Nice. I mean, we're already married, and we have children together. Coralla Blackwood. Damn. She's trying to, like, seduce him, basically. That's weird. And she's like, and he's like, stop it. She's harassing me. Help, please. A lady's honor. Sir Arnold Roast. Oh, by the father, Lady Selena's an insufferable scullion. Have you seen how she focuses her attention on a fly crawling on some gilded decorations? Ridiculous. Damn. Yeah, vile eyes. Draw your sword, scullion. The lady's honor. Yeah, we beat him down. Good. He'll be fine. Ooh. Evening reflections, my amorous love. Oh, how such a beautiful countenance gleams. Being caught in her smile is as warm as sunbeams. Although perhaps she'll break my heart yet, but at least her memory I'll never forget. Interesting. Nice. Stannis Torrent's martial skills increased by 3. Amazing. Betrothed can now marry Sir Colton Ballard and Bellana Derry. Send the proposal. Congrats, my friends. Yeah, I have not seen my sweetheart for some time, so I go in search of her. As the day begins to fall into dusk, I eventually find her wandering alone in the finest gardens of Evenfall. She appears lost in thought, perhaps preoccupied with some pressing matter, or even waiting for someone. Even so, my heart leaps with joy. It occurs to me that this private location under the blazing colors of a sunset might be the best chance to declare my love. If I cannot risk the embarrassment of such a revelation now, when can I ever? Yeah. I steeled myself and stepped forward. Ah. It didn't work. We didn't romance her. That's crazy. That is unfortunate. Analytic antagonist. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Did not quite go as I planned, but I suppose for now 3 children will have to be enough to sustain the, you know, the blood of the bastard bull. Nice. Estelle, our daughter Estelle, gained the athletic trait after watching us working out, so that's pretty cool.
Alrighty, lads. Day 2 of recording, and I realized that 2026 is actually coming up on a new lunar new year, or I think it's Chinese New Year. But anyway, 2026 is actually the year of the horse, but more specifically the flaming horse, which is said to bring peace and prosperity and abundance in the new year. That being said, I have chosen to change the sigil around a little bit of House Steed. So Sir Jeremy Steed now brandishes a red burning sky and a black sea with the white sunburst behind his flaming horse for House Steed. I thought that would be a pretty interesting nod to what we're going through in real life. A good little like parallel, I suppose. But anyway, we are back. I do apologize. If anything, I think the Rainwood and the Vellum Coast may be our targets for whenever we decide to go for expansion, and then we can grant those titles to some of our loyal knights. Alright, so my boy Andar Torrent is now 9 years of age, which means it is time, yeah, to get him squired. So let's get him trained squire. Yeah. Alright. Young Andar is turning out to be a little more stuck in his ways than I would have expected, which is quite tough. He failed his first training session as a squire and failed to take on his our attempt at, you know, pushing our personality, I suppose. That's quite unfortunate, lads. God, we're making some fat money. 90.3 per month is insane. Aha, a mighty pen. Picking up the padded swords for a sparring match with my son Andar, I notice a tattered journal cast to one side. From the cover, it seems to contain exercises and best practices pertaining to the martial arts. and glances in my direction. Oh, that thing. I mostly read it for the illustrations. You can borrow it. Interesting. Yeah, we should try it out. This will greatly further Andar's martial education focus. Hell yeah, dude. Gotta keep getting this lad trained up. At least once per month, I think, is the typical. So, we became friends with Lord Paramount Kyle the Proud. Yeah, he sided with us in a dispute. That's interesting. Very cool. Yeah, and all our building is getting done. Dude, we're just gonna keep making fat money. This is crazy. Yeah, he's getting pretty good. He's getting pretty good. That's not bad. He did pick up Wrathful, which is a little sad. I'm pretty sure he might be hanging out with his uncle a little too much. Oh, he's not even Wrathful either. That's interesting. He did become callous. I forgot about that. Yeah, and the young Dane. Aw, no. My brother's become a drunkard. Ah, he's a righteous villain. Economical archetype, pious builder. Vassal stance, zealot. Oh, Lord. He's really thrown himself deep into the, you know, the faith of the Seven. That's pretty interesting. The legacy of the Conqueror, very nice. Such foundation honors all in the realm. Aegon the First, the Conqueror, the young dragon. Ah, Michael Cole. Our old knight has finally passed away, died of the old age. Yeah, it's 68 years old. That's so sad. Oh, our dear friends. Here you go. We're gonna get Michael Cole, Sir Michael. Oh, he's not even a knight yet. We're gonna get him wed to Jose Lannister, though. Let's offer him knighthood. We'll knight our friend Sir Michael Cole. Yeah. Lord Gregor Lannister. Interesting. Ugh, he's got the lover's pox. Disgusting. Stay far away from us. Interesting. Family feast, my ward. Tonight's feast at Evenfall Hall was a fairly dull affair, and I was almost ready to nod off in my seat when I noticed young Andar not far away, paying rapt attention to a conversation my friend was having with someone else. Eventually, my curiosity aroused, I went over and asked the lad what fascinated him so. Apparently, Jax had been talking about a recent battle in another kingdom, and the strategies involved were complex enough to leave Andar utterly baffled. Turning to me, he demanded an explanation. Unsurprising, perhaps, considering he is, in fact, my ward, Jesus, and responsibility. Well, you see, it goes like this. He doesn't understand. That's tough. He gained a little bit of stress, poor kid. It seems the Arryns, the Vale, is off to war. What are they doing? Ah, they're trying to conquer the Stepstones. Yeah, the men of the Vale. Interesting. Oh, actually, it's Ghost Hills trying to conquer the Vale, and trying to conquer the first Stepstones, and they've contracted their allies to join them. Yeah, they've got the Hornwoods, the Nymer Cairn, that's interesting, and the Vale. Yeah, can't offer to join their war. That's unfortunate. I would have loved to jump in. Imagine we're just here in Evenfall Hall and we see the sails just start rolling past. Men of the Vale all. Yeah, 13,000 men. 3 armies. That's crazy. Aha. The whole of the realm is going to war now. Yeah, the second Westerosi conquest of the Squadron of First Steps. I think we're going to support our king. He is a rapacious paragon. He's a little lazy. I think it's interesting that he's lazy and ambitious. That seems really counterintuitive. They actually counter each other almost 100%. But nonetheless, we're going to offer to join this war on behalf of our king. I'm going to raise all our men. We're all my knights. Jocelyn Damon, Jacelyn Acton, yeah, Jax Umbragon, Lord Dane, Colton Ballard, Jeremy Steed, Michael Cole, Arnold Roast, Ignarian Zyga. Yeah, it looks like all of our allies, or all of our new knights, will be fighting with us. Yeah, we shall rally to our king over here in this squadron of the Stepstones. We're gonna attach our army to that of our liege lord. Called to become regent. Nice. God damn, look at that. They've got Lord Commander Felix Santagar leading an army. Sir Edrich Roxton, Sir Robert Faring, 3 members of the King's Guard, Prince Edgar Targaryen. I don't know why he's wearing Dornish armor. That's pretty interesting, though. Oh, it's because he's Salt Dornish. Aha. That's interesting. So the Targaryen line has become Dornish for whatever reason. There we go. I didn't like that they were just randomly Dornish, so I put them back to Westerosi Valyrian. I don't know what's going on, but a lot of these cultures are just like randomly changing. So we got to keep an eye out, make sure that the Westerlanders don't become like first men, basically. Yeah, and that the North doesn't become wildlings. Hey, look, Lord Harry and Sog. I thought that was Eddard at first. That's crazy. He is the spitting image of his father, though. That's pretty interesting. Anywho, lads, the battle rages on. Look at us. Yeah, we follow our king, and we march off, lads. Let's go. Get her done. Ah, look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, very nice. So be it. Yeah, now the squadron of the first Stepstones belongs to Westeros once again. Interesting. We disband our armies, send all the lads home. They fought well. Raiders of Dwarfstone. Jesus. Alright, so once Andar becomes 12 years old, I want to try and arrange an introduction. One thing I want to do, or I want to attempt for this playthrough, especially when it comes to like making the noble alliances for our children, is to not force them into marriages that they don't want. I'm gonna try very, very much to be more of the family man, something that we failed to do in the Hounds of Hastings playthrough. And so for that intention, I want to start with like arranging introductions rather than just straight up like enforcing marriages. That being said, there are a few marriable noble ladies in the north. It's like we can just straight up arrange a marriage between Andar and any of these Stark children. But I would rather arrange introductions to see if it'll be a good match. You know, taking into account my children and their desires and their feelings and everything like that. So, I think that'll be pretty interesting, all things considered. Oh, Timian. Our maester died. He was our maester since the beginning, since the our days as an adventurer. That's so sad. Interesting. So we can fund an expedition to Old Valyria once again. So I have one of 2 options here. We can either try and find another Valyrian steel sword, one to be passed down to the heir apparent, right, and then one held by the patriarch or matriarch, depending on who's the current head of house. I think going forward, our intent is also to create a new religion of the 7, one that kind of strengthens the bonds of brotherhood between men, rather than cutting us off from each other and from the gods, saying like your sins make you unworthy of being my brother type shit. We'll probably even call this new faith the Brotherhood of the Bull, trying to reestablish that, you know, our roots, considering we were once an adventurer company called the Brotherhood of the Bull. But anyway, within that religion, I do think Brotherhood should extend to females as well. So I think having that equal measure would be pretty interesting. Anyway, but my intention is, if we can, get another Valyrian steel weapon to pass down to the heir apparent, while the matriarch / patriarch holds the main weapon Brotherhood, or we can try and find for ourselves a dragon egg as well. Dragon eggs are still very, very volatile. I have no idea if we're going to be able to even hatch one. So I think going for a Valyrian steel sword first and foremost will make the most sense. Nice. Sir Ignarian Zyga. But he's my admiral. I don't want to risk losing my admiral as well. Keelan is an old man, malnourished, constant quarreler. Yeah, I think we're gonna send Keelan. He was one of our captains in our days as an adventurer as well. As much as I want Ignarian, but he is Westerosi Valyrian as well. He may just fare better, if I'm being honest. Who knows? Yeah, I trust my friend. Our other option is Arian Farfall, who's kind of just a random, I suppose. But I trust my friend. I trust Sir Ignarian Zygar, the blood of old Valyria, to unfurl his wings and find us a Valyrian steel weapon and to come home safely. So we'll send him off on his journey. Yeah, bring me a weapon of Valyrian steel, my friends. Ignarian meets me at the docks. He has collected a decent crew and enough men to carry out the voyage to old Valyria. He bows before me and speaks. Lord Andar, I will not fail you. I will return to you with the treasures that were lost long ago in the Doom. You have my word. With that, he departs, taking his ship and his men westward into the Smoking Sea. I'm pretty sure they mean eastward, because the Smoking Sea is this way. Farewell, my friends. The expedition returns. I hear word that Ignarian's ship has been sighted. In time, the ship makes its way to dock. As I arrive to congratulate Ignarian for his safe return, I spot him walk off the ship with a wide grin on his face. Lord Andar, as promised, I have returned. My crew sailed the Smoking Sea, explored the lost cities of Valyria, and witnessed the many horrors that plague that land. During the journey, we found many artifacts, the greatest of which I have saved just for you, my lord. He walks back onto his ship, leading me toward a box. A new Valyrian steel sword. It's the exact same style, too, as our current. That's interesting that we just reforged. Oh, that is crazy. That is crazy. We'll probably have to reforge one of these so that they at least look different. For now, I don't have a current name idea for the second sword, but that is pretty cool. That's pretty impressive. Let's see if the decision is available. Yeah, to reforge the Valyrian steel sword. Oh no, it is two different ones. Okay, so Brotherhood has kind of like the bull horns. Yeah. So the second sword actually has better prowess than the first sword. But the first one is also a blessed weapon. I forgot it was blessed and inscribed with the house motto. So I think it only makes the most sense. Yeah, never mind. So we're gonna 86 that. But yeah. So we shall equip Brotherhood since it was the first. Yeah, so it was blessed, which is why it gains piety, and it was inscribed with our house motto, which is why it gains prestige as well. There you go. It's pretty unoriginal, but I think we're gonna just name this one Lightning Bolt. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah. For now, it seems pretty cool. Imagine like Legendary Knight comes upon the field of battle. He whips out his sword like in a flash, starts cutting through soldiers, and people see it and they fear and they cry out. He wields the lightning bolt. You know, like, I think it's pretty cool. It's not my most creative idea, if I'm being honest, but I think it's pretty interesting. That being said, we are going to grant this weapon to our son, but not quite yet. Not until he becomes a fully fledged knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Train him in swordsmanship so we may be able to wield the weapon with efficiency. Nice. We're getting a lot of building done, dude. We're about to hit a 100 income per month, which I think is pretty damn impressive. Yeah, Ward's martial drill aggressive attacker success. Andar looks bored after looking at the military tactics on the maps for hours by now. I get up and throw him a sparring sword and shout, "Let us go outside then. First direct hit to the body wins." I immediately rush him and relentlessly beat down his sword. Remember that during a battle, it's either you or them. Use all the force you have and then some. Before I can finish the sentence, Andar jumps at me. His heavy strikes send the splinters flying, breaking my sword. With nothing left to defend with, I have to yield. You will be a great commander one day. Yeah, he gains aggressive attacker. Very nice. Yeah, train him up some more in swordsmanship. So what I'm realizing is, when you choose between what to train your squire in, you can give them, like, if you train them in swordsmanship, it increases their prowess. If you train them in strategy, it increases their martial skills. As for chivalry, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe diplomacy. And And then the other one, I don't even remember what the other option was, but nonetheless, pretty cool. He's already hit 1 star in the Squire trait, which I think is pretty badass. But we're gonna train him some more. Once he turns 12 on the 17th of 8th moon, which is literally this month. Yeah, he'll turn 12 and we can. And Estelle Torrent. Who is she being warded by? Ignarian, that's right. A legendary hero, to be sure. And then poor Stannis. Oh, he got the brave trait, though. Interesting. Look at that. 13 martial and 6 prowess as a 6-year-old. That's pretty impressive, man. Yeah, designate heir, imagine. Nah, I'm not going to do that to Andar. That's kind of mean. Choose favorite child. Also kind of mean, so I'm not going to do that. Let's train him again. Excellent. So we trained him up, and now we're going to tell him it's time to arrange an introduction. There's Emma Velaryon. We go for, like, prestige game? Interesting. House Risley. For prestige gain, the Grandisons are up here. That's crazy. Yeah, Emma Velaryon. There's also Desmera Hightower. Currently a bold thinker with a stewardship education focus. Interesting. Alright, let's try it with Desmera first, and then if that doesn't work out, we can try it in the, towards the north. Damn, the Hightowers alone have 26,000 men. That is insanity. Yeah, we'll try it out. We'll send the introduction and see what happens. The invitation has been accepted, and Desmera is on her way to Evenfall Hall. Andar, at least, is pleased when I present the news of his potential future wife. "She's coming here, to meet me?" he asked excitedly. "I hear she's from a truly great family." Then he paused, considering. "But what if she doesn't like me? Does that mean we won't be married, even after she comes all this way?" "We shall see," I said, and it was enough to placate Andar's worries, at least for the time being. Indeed, lads, time for preparations? I don't know what it is. My tongue is just all kinds of tied up right now. Nice, and we can get defensive negotiations as well. Look at that. Look at us training up with our sword out. That's insanity. We're looking pretty good, man. Yeah, we gotta get this kid officially knighted as well. Oh, nice. And he begins his heir training as well. Interesting. The arrival. Desmera finally arrived at Evenfall Hall early in the day, and was greeted in the castle courtyard by none other than Andar himself. Fortunately, he still seems pleased by the idea of the visit and what it potentially represents, and their initial exchanges as he bade her welcome did nothing to dispel that. Meanwhile, Desmera was cordial and well-mannered. If anything, she was eager to get things underway. The actual introduction will begin in 2 days' time, where both of them spend time alone and get to know each other better. Let us see how this goes. When the next morning arrives, Desmera presents herself in the throne room, primped and preened and ready to spend the day with Andar. She appears nervous, which is understandable considering the eyes of the entire court are on her. If she has any reservations, she at least has the grace not to let them show. As for Andar, he is far less guarded about his opinion. He has been beaming brightly at Desmera from the moment she appeared, clearly eager to get the day started. While the court watches, Andar steps forward and takes her out of the chamber. His plan is to demonstrate his skill at swordsmanship, apparently. The introduction is about to begin. Let's see how this goes. Oh, a disastrous match. The day that Andar and Desmera spent in each other's company turned out to be a disaster. According to those who kept watch, Andar seemed eager enough at first. Andar brought Desmera down to the castle garrison, where he fought bouts with his fellow captains, evidently trying extra hard to impress her. She appeared besotted, in fact. She, however, clearly did not feel the same. I'm told she sometimes appeared bored at others resentful. This did not improve as the day wore on. Yeah, it was clear that this is no match. Yeah, that's tough. Well, sorry lads. Sorry Hightowers. I guess it's just simply not to be. I wonder if I have to, do I have to wait? Yeah. Oh, within the last year? Fuck. That's tough. I shouldn't have wasted that opportunity. But, alas, what can you do? Oh, my counselor died. Gillard. Oh, it was my realm priest. Alright. I have a new priest, at least. Aw, damn it. And still young, but aware he's already old enough for a betrothal to be just around the corner. If I marry, I want to marry for love, he boldly declared at the dinner table one evening. Father, you wouldn't force me to marry someone against my wishes, would you? Yeah. I'll admit I'm uncertain where my son's sudden interest in independence comes from. A desire for adventure, perhaps, to explore his youth without the burden of a wife. The question is whether this should be encouraged. It is a responsibility for members of our dynasty to marry and have children, after all. Though, perhaps that can wait. And still very young, and it seems very intent on having his way on the matter. Yeah, I did say I was going to allow it to happen, so for now, he's refusing to take a spouse. Damn. These Dornish people are really trying to, murder Fianala for whatever reason. A day at court. Things were relatively uneventful during court at Evenfall Hall today, or so I thought. After the throne room had largely cleared, Andar approached me with questions. Unbeknownst to me, he had watched the proceedings all day, and it was clear that several of the things I'd ruled on eluded his understanding. Every answer, however, was met with 2 more questions, and after an hour it was clear Andar was no closer to understanding the inner workings of rulership than when we started. Where is this coming from, lad? I asked, bewildered. Yeah, try to explain no matter how long it takes. Good, excellent. His errand training progress increases significantly. Yeah, 54% towards prepared heir. That's good. Alright, let's arrange an introduction again. I know he said he's, refusing marriage currently. What about Larissa Hightower? I'm not, like, 100% set on a Hightower daughter or anything like that, but another one just kind of presents itself, so I don't see why not. We can definitely try it out. Yeah. You're bringing her all the way here. I hear she's just the sort of girl I'd pick for a wife. And if I decide I don't want to marry her after all, do I get a say? Yeah, interesting. I'll allow it, I suppose. Family Feast Serenity. Dane, Stannis, and Lady Lilian Nymeros. Yeah. My nephew and my son. A fine evening. Jose Lannister and Michael Cole are now married. Good, good. Nice. The arrival. Larissa Hightower has arrived. Alright. Yeah, people are really trying to murder one of my courtiers. Fighting in the hall. Great. Larissa and her retainers are put up at Evenfall Hall, and initially all seemed like it was going well. There was a small informal dinner which Andar didn't even attend, and that's where things went awry. Larissa appeared to be in a foul mood right from the start, so I avoided her, which is why I didn't see what happened until the yelling began. Larissa began cursing out my courtier Bellana of House Derry, and the shouting between the two became so heated they almost came to blows before they were separated. What started it all doesn't matter. What matters is that Bellana is incredibly embarrassed by the whole ordeal. It happened in front of everyone, and Andar heard of Larissa's terrible behavior. Unfortunate. Yeah. Plan is to spend the day at the Sept, apparently. Yeah, I guess he picked up the zealous and authoritative trait, which I think is going to be a very dangerous combination. That being said, he's very devout into the Faith of the Seven, so I think pretty soon we might have to jump in and create our new religion, the Brotherhood of the Bull, and see if he takes to it. If he becomes a defender of the Brotherhood of the Bull, that would be really, really interesting on a symbolic level, I think. But anyway, let's see how this goes. Yeah, another disastrous match. I don't know what it is, but the, again, just the Bastard Bull, man, lacking the refinements of the noble Baratheon bloodline. Were just not that great. They were like oil and water, not a single spark. Yeah, we'll call off the arrangements at once. He's still refusing marriage, so I can't force him into anything. Yeah, that was never the plan anyway, to do that to him. I suppose we just wait, honestly. It's no big deal. Ah. My friend Kyle died. Died of old age. Lord Paramount Steverin Baratheon is the new dynasty head. Resentful maniac. Oh, Lord. Nice. We managed to influence Stannis' personality and give him just as well. That's pretty good. So far, Andar is brave, wrathful, authoritative, and zealous. So what this tells me about his personality, I try to go in order as well. Yeah, brave and wrathful. So he kind of gives like Robert Baratheon and you know, the Laughing Storm kind of vibes. So he is never afraid of a challenge, and he's always quick to anger, basically, and is swift to utilize his fury. Meanwhile, he's also authoritative and zealous, so he sees himself as like kind of the divine right to rule, essentially. So his voice carries weight, striking fear into many and inspiring others, as well as his religious convictions burning bright at the center of his being and his personality, which I think is really, really interesting. He's going to be quite a force of religious fervor and zealotry, to be sure. Alright, we're going to play around a little bit with this and see what it would take. Oh shit, yeah, we need a ton of piety. Keen as the blade's edge. Good, beams Jocelyn, again. Sword clangs against sword, will against will. The need for victory is all the novice sword fighter feels, but the masterful knight Jocelyn smiles as she slaps aside blows. My son Andar shakes his assault exhausted. Yeah, look at him. Andar Taurynt with the stag helmet, sword and shield in hand. His hand knows the sword well, my lord, says the captain. There's an art to his fury, something to nurture. Yeah, he also gains Aspiring Blade Master. That's awesome. Alright, let's arrange an introduction again. We're just going to keep trying it and see what really starts to stand out. Alright, Stannis is currently 9. I think we're going to go ahead and get him betrothed to Morin Stark. Yeah, that should be fine. They're going to accept that marriage as well. So at least we have the Starks brought in to the relationship web, basically. It's not exactly what we intended, but Andar is the one that I'm mostly worried about. Nice. Karina Lefford. Huh? Yeah, I think we could try and arrange something between a Westerlander. Karina Lefford seems like a pretty decent method here. So let's send the proposal and find out. Yeah, she's the sort of girl I'd get on well with. Alright, lad. I'm rooting for you, kid. Don't let me down, alright? I wonder the Ifshu is him. See, I'm working very hard to try and make sure that he's not, like, that I'm making all the right decisions for my kid. Ugh, parents, am I right? Or children, am I right? Being a parent is just so difficult. My digital children. Jesus. A good impression. After Karina and her retainers were put up for the night, I held a small dinner in the Great Hall. A chance, I thought, for Andar and the last to speak before the more formal introduction tomorrow. It went better than I had hoped. I'm uncertain how well Karina ordinarily behaves on such occasions, but tonight she was clearly in high spirits. Laughing and bantering with everyone, at ease even though far from home, she made what could have been a quiet and awkward dinner into a delightful event, and in a way it felt as if she was already part of the family. More to the point, Andar noticed and approved. Let's hope this momentum carries on into tomorrow's introduction. The next day. Yeah, he plans to spend the day touring the castle grounds, apparently. Ooh, a fine beginning. Alright, things are going. The day that Andar and Karina spent in each other's company turned out to be a successful one. They toured the castle and the surrounding lands. Andar proudly showed off what Evenfall Hall had to offer, though the point, of course, was for the two of them to talk. Karina appeared to enjoy the tour well enough, and they chatted amiably. Despite all the watchful eyes charting their every move, they seemed at ease, and the day appeared to be a success. As the sun began to wane and the couple were called back to the castle for dinner, Andar privately confessed as much. "This is the girl I want to marry," he said. It's clear that Karina feels the same. The question then, is their betrothal still what I want? I believe so. Proceed with the betrothal. We'll make it happen. Nice. Lord Garrison, the insubordinate of House Lefford of Golden Tooth. Nice, and he's no longer refusing marriage either, because it was his choice. That's good, yay! I'm glad that worked out in the end. Good for them. True dedication. It's good to see Andar so dedicated as of late towards his duties and responsibilities as the future ruler of Taurynt Isle. He attends court, meets with my council to keep up to date on the High Lordship's affairs, and even tours the countryside regularly to stay abreast of the commoners' concerns. It's all I can do to convince him to take a break. Yeah, Taurynt Isle will be in good hands, it seems. Nice. He is a prepared heir, and already 58% towards his next, the next star in the trait. He can get up to 4 stars for prepared heir, which is not bad. So far, he's at 1 star, which is fine. Yeah, he's got 20 martial skill, 12 prowess as a 15-year-old. That's pretty impressive, man. Oh, Perino Mott, he died. Damn it. He was my master blacksmith. Alright, I need somebody else with high stewardship. Damn. That is tough, man. He literally had like 20-something. Yeah, find me another master blacksmith. Let's see. Nice. Oh, 50. Oh, that's insane. Yeah, we'll get him to join us. And with that, all of our construction has been completed, which means we can go through for another round of construction, lads. Boom. Oh, it's getting expensive, though, man. Jesus. Yeah. Another round of of construction. All of these castles are absolutely insane, man. That's crazy. Meanwhile, we're gonna take a quick look at the rest of our people. Dane Torrent, 12-year-old, bold paragon, my nephew. And it looks like they've had a child, another child, a daughter, Joy Torrent. Interesting. Oh, Colton Ballad became an aspiring blade master. Good. Very nice. Ah, and there it is, lads. Andar comes of age. As an active and enthusiastic child, it is no surprise that Andar has done well in his studies of war and combat. It is impressive to see such skill in someone so young. He displays a level of insight that's rare even among veteran commanders. Yeah, he gained 4-star brilliant strategist and 4-star formidable fighter. Yeah, Jesus, look at all that. Brilliant strategist, formidable fighter, aggressive attacker, reckless, faithful blade, and rough terrain expert. He has 4 commander traits. Dude, that is insane. What a badass kid, man. And it's time to knight our squire as well, so Andar Torrent. He is now Sir Andar Torrent II. Well on his way to becoming a prepared heir. That's good. Alrighty, lads. Now, as we approach the soon-to-be marriage of our son and heir, Sir Andar Torrent, to the lady Karina Lefford of Golden Tooth, I think it's time that we jump into the possibility of forming our new religion. And the only reason I say that is because I would love very, very much for our son and heir to have a grand wedding here in Evenfall Hall. I'm really considering just renaming it Taurynt Hall. Yeah, Taurynt Hall upon Taurynt Isle. But anyway, the idea is to have our son and heir and his, betrothed be wed in the light of a new Faith of the Seven, following that of our own custom religion, basically. Especially considering he is an authoritative zealot, which I think is incredibly funny. I think it's going to be really, really interesting. He's going to be a warrior of the Divines, basically, which I think is going to be absolutely cool for his reign in the near future. So, alrighty, lads, and here is our new Faith of the Seven religion. We are the Brotherhood of the Bull. Yeah, your old faith will consider you a stray. I think that's pretty interesting. But essentially, we have outfitted this to look like it is the worship of like the bonds of brotherhood. For the description, I wrote, the bonds of brotherhood transcend bloodlines and familial relations. Brotherhood is the unseen tether that binds the spirits of all living beings together. The bull protects the brotherhood, slaying those who hold malice in their hearts. And I think we've done really well to adhere to that. So ancestor worship, again, just kind of building more upon like that reverence for veterans within our new culture, the Taurentian culture as well. Sacred childbirth, those who bring new members into the mortal fold of the Brotherhood.
basically allowing the religion to flourish. Wrath of the Storm I kind of added in for mostly cultural flavor, because we are people of the Stormlands. The wrath of God and man alike is like a storm, fierce and full of wrath, and like a storm the faithful fall upon their shore hardened to their duty. So essentially it's no advantage penalty from disembarking, which I think is really interesting considering we are an island nation. I think it's going to be really, really cool. Consecrated Knighthood, obviously I keep that around just for the knightly aesthetic. When the Andals came with iron and axes, their greatest warriors were anointed by their septon and were called knights. Today, knights are still anointed by the Faith of the Seven and serve as bastions of chivalry, being exemplars of courage, fortitude, and honor. And then, of course, I kept the most devout as well. That way we can stay within the ties of the Faith of the Seven. The intention for that is to make sure that we are not excommunicated by the church, and thus cutting ties with the members of the, the mainland authority and everything like that as well. So we are the Seven who are one and the old gods are welcome. All faiths are welcome. Polytheism, I kind of added that in. I think it was really interesting. Again, like the idea of Brotherhood just kind of lashing everybody together despite their differences, I think is a really cool opportunity here. I kept the marriage doctrines and the crime doctrines basically the same. Clergy doctrines I changed up a lot. The clerical function is to recruit more people to the Brotherhood, basically. Again, just strengthening the tether of the Brotherhood of the Bull. Clerical gender is either our the bonds of Brotherhood does not, stop at just male figures, so that's also why we have equal view on gender as well. Basically just adding in women to the mortal fold of like Brotherhood and everything like that as well. Clerical marriage is allowed, so now our clergy members are able to be married. We can revoke their titles as well, like if we don't like the person that is our court priest or chaplain or whatever else, we can get rid of them, tell them to get lost and appoint somebody else. And then clerical gender as well is equal, so we can have female members of the clergy within our religion. But that is about it. So sins being lustful, lazy, impatient, arrogant, craven, arbitrary, and sadistic. Our virtues being chaste, diligent, patient, humble, brave, just, compassionate, and pregnant is now a trait as a virtue as well by the sacred childbirth. Mothers are less likely to die in childbirth. Children are less likely to be sickly or stillborn. Mothers and fathers gain piety when their child is born. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I really enjoy that. I think it's going to be really, really interesting. And now, with the blessing of the Sevens and the Old Gods, and the Brotherhood of the Bull is now born. Yeah, and there it is, lads. The Brotherhood of the Bull. I kind of like this sigil that we've chosen for it. I think it looks really cool. Our head of faith is still the High Septon, which is fine. And there it is, lads. The Brotherhood schism. The faith of the Seven priests have lost their way and can no longer be trusted to guide us. To remedy this, I have gathered a select group of Septons together to discuss the future of our faith. These Brotherhood Septons are encouraging cooperation and tolerance even towards non-believers, and have requested the aid of the spirits to help guide the faithful through these turbulent times. The Brotherhood Septons have chosen to keep blank as their High Septon. Yeah, this guy. He will continue to determine religious doctrine and arbitrate interfaith disputes for the entire Brotherhood world. The world will see that the Father favors us. Beautifully done, lads. We have officially, successfully created our religion. Yeah, the Brotherhood is strong. Yeah, Brotherhood of the Bull. I love that. That's pretty amazing. Looks really good, man. I think most of our family members have, converted. Yeah, Taurentian Brotherhood. Okay, not this lady, though. That's right. Or Bride. She is Brotherhood, but still Honeywine Reachman. That's fine. Very interesting. I do believe there may have been... Yeah, Sir Jeremy Steed has now taken to the Brotherhood as well. And he will be our new Septon. Yeah, Sir Jeremy Steed. That's awesome. As our Septon. Not bad. Whew. Very cool, lads. Very cool indeed. Our son and heir is now free to do his, his heir training. Definitely have much to do for this kid. Yeah, look at us praying to our our new faith. We pray to the Brotherhood of the Bull. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I think that's really, really cool, man. Uh-oh. I think Stannis has become wrathful. Yeah. He's got all 4 of his traits now. And his squire training progresses nicely. Let's start to arrange introductions for my daughter. Based on prestige gain. She is 14. So Willem Mallister. They'll allow a matrilineal marriage. That's pretty good. Yeah, get the blood of the Mallisters in here. Not the best, I think, but it'll be interesting. Nice. An introduction. I hear he is from a truly great family, she says. We shall see what happens. It'll be interesting to say the least. Yeah, let's see what happens, lads. The next day, our plan is to spend the day touring the castle grounds together. A disastrous match. Yeah, completely resentful. That's so sad. Alright, well, that's tough. Sorry, Estelle. Yeah, look at these castles. Just absolutely massive these things are. That's crazy. Oh, my uncle's bastard daughter. A young peasant woman showed up at the castle gates today. Hardly unusual, except that this young woman is apparently claiming to be the child of my departed uncle, Kyle. I went to see for myself, and I'll admit she did have something of my uncle's look. According to him, Kyle met her mother during a night of revelry many moons ago in Evenfall Hall, which is entirely possible since Kyle was indeed there at that time. As for what the young woman wants now, you are my blood, she said, and the only family I have left. I only hope I might earn a place in your service if you'll have me. You shall join us in this court, and everyone shall know who you are, child. Yeah, bastard of House Baratheon. Interesting. So my boy, he wants to go travel to Lord Soundgood Selmy of the Marchfields. Yeah, he may go. Ooh, Estelle comes of age. She gains Fortune Builder. Very good. Good for her. She is an antagonist, though. Vengeful, lustful, patient, and stubborn. That is an interesting combination. Alright, let's see if an introduction... Very prepared, Heir. Good. Excellent. Yeah, Robert Baratheon, who is my cousin and my daughter. Let's see how this goes. A good first impression. That's good. Yeah, they're going to tour the castle grounds. A fine beginning. Nice. Good for them. They seem happy together. We proceed with the betrothal. Yeah, Lord Robert, the noble stag of House Baratheon. Of the freezing renegades, he's still alive? That's crazy. And there it is, child of my blood. Very nice. Yeah, so we have a granddaughter. Our first granddaughter is born. I like Celessa. I think that's a pretty good name. Celessa, daughter of Karina, daughter of Anda. That's awesome. Yeah, may you grow strong and wise. Let's get her warded by her grandfather, after all. We can fund another expedition to Old Valyria. Let's see if we can't get a dragon egg for ourselves. Journey to the Smoking Sea. Yeah, we're gonna send Ignari and Zygar once more. I don't want to send my son. Yeah, let's send him again. He was successful last time. Let's see if we can't get him to find us a dragon egg, my friends. Oh, Stannis comes of age. Morin Stark and Stannis Taurynt are now married. He gains skilled tactician, trained fighter, aggressive attacker, reckless, and faithful blade. That's amazing. Good for them. We can finally get him squired as well. And now we have the blood of House Stark invested in us as well. I kind of like how Andar II is clean shaven, but I think when he steps into his throne, he's probably I'll probably add a beard to him just for funsies. But here we go, Celessa Taurynt. How lovely. No, a failed expedition. Sir Ignarian Zygar, he died. Disappeared exploring Valyria. Ah, oh, so heartbreaking. Sir Ignarian, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I've done this to you. Alright, we'll get Estelle Taurynt to be our new admiral. Yeah, and he didn't have any children with the Beesborough girl, so that's so sad. I'm so sorry, Sir Ignarian. And thus, House Zygar is no more. The one living member they had has died out. That's so unfortunate, dude. I'm so sad. Yeah, literally nobody else has had children yet. None of our custom knights that got added in. Jax Umbergon, Jeremy Steed, Arnold Rose is the only one. Colton Ballard. Yeah, literally not a single child has been born to any of these people. That's so unfortunate, man. Let's send Ormond. Send him to find a dragon egg. Hopefully he's successful. We'll see what happens. Child of my blood. Nice. Ronnet Taurynt is apparently the name that they want to go for. But they've had a son. Nice. We can name him Robert. Robert, son of Robert, son of Robert. 3 generations of Roberts. Bob. For those of you who have played Dispatch, that's kind of funny. Yeah, so Robert. They want to go for Ronnet, but I think Robert, son of Robert, is still pretty funny. So we're going to go for that. The same way we have Dane, son of Dane. Yeah, look at this. So Dane, son of Dane, son of Dane. And then we have Andar, son of Andar. That's crazy. Pretty interesting, lads. Oh no, something clearly went horribly wrong during the journey. That's so sad. He gained one-legged. Oh, look at this. A violet dragon egg. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, it will likely never hatch, it says. Impressive. That's tough. He lost a leg in the expedition. That's crazy. Yeah, and Celesta Torrance. Can we give her the dragon egg? Yeah, give her the dragon egg. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, for now it's just a pedestal item, but we can reforge it into an actual dragon egg item. So not just a pedestal item. There we go. Yeah. So now it's an actual dragon egg. Yeah, we'll give her the violet dragon egg. Yeah, we've cradled it with our child. Oh no. I still see all the good times I've shared with Sam Good. Now, as I step into the dimly lit room and see his weak body laying on the bed, almost motionless, I know with certainty that those days won't come back, and I feel a pang of deep sadness. He hears me walking in and seems to get agitated, so I hurry by his side. It's me, your dear Andar. I am here. That's so sad. Yeah, Lord Sam Good Selmy, 60 years old. Infirm, lover's box. Oh, great heavens. Yeah, I'm hoping that as our granddaughter grows, the dragon will also hatch out of the egg. I think that'll be really, really interesting to see. Imagine the first dragon seen in centuries is now held by the Storm Bull, yeah, of House Torrents upon the Taurynt Isle. The Taurentian people, the Brotherhood of the Bull, blesses us with the return of the dragons. We could also, I don't have it as my inventory anymore, artifact, so I can't do a, what's it called? Dragon hatching event. Not that it would be that successful anyway, but still, it would be pretty interesting. His spouse is pregnant once again. Jesus. Yeah, the line of House Taurynt is secured indeed in the lives of our children. There's 10 living members of our family now. That's awesome. Oh, look at that 18-year-old Dane Taurynt with a massive Baratheon beard. That's awesome. So Stannis. Hell yeah, dude. My son, my second son. Third born, second born son. Yeah. We're gonna tame a warhorse. Nice. We'll name it Balerion. That's pretty sick. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, so Michael Cole. He tried to harm my wife. Yeah, throw Michael in prison. What the hell? Jesus, what a mess. Ugh, and he was my best friend, too. Get him out of here. He's banished. Do not return to the Taurynt Isle ever again. Sir Robert Baratheon, yeah. Very nice. And my daughter Estelle have had another child, Endros Taurynt. Endros is a good name, I think. Yeah, I have a lot of grandchildren now. Dang, 2 daughters. That's crazy. Yeah, so Andar Taurynt and Karina Lefford. Mala Taurynt. I like that. Heir interference. It's important that Andar learns how to rule, as one day Taurynt Isle will be his, but lately the lad has gone too far. Twice now I've given orders to courtiers, only to later discover he has countermanded them. A recent judgment of mine against a lawbreaker was later quietly undone, as Andar evidently disagreed but neglected to tell me. Even more vexing, several times I've given a command only to have the man glance toward my son as if looking for confirmation. Perhaps this is for the best, but am I not still the Lord? He is authoritative. I'm basically just passing on the torch. I think that it sucks to think. Yeah, but he gains the trait highly prepared. This is all for him, anyway. So sad. Another child of my blood. So Stannis Taurynt and Marin Stark. I've had Cameron Taurynt. I think that's cool. That's a good name. Yeah, I have so many grandchildren now. So many. And this is how it starts. The rebirth of House Taurynt. 13 living members. Yeah, that's pretty sick, man. Cameron Taurynt has the beautiful trait. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, so Stannis, dang, he's got some crazy sideburns right there. That's insanity. Man looks good. My twin is looking kind of rough. Yeah, he's looking rough. Yeah, I think we've decided to go ahead and give Andar the second his facial hair. I think it looks pretty good, honestly. It shapes his head really, really nicely, and he still looks like a young man. Not bad. Yeah, the family grows. He looks really good with that beard on. With the long ponytail hairstyle. Certainly not bad. Damn. So many grandchildren. That is insane. We came from 13 to 15 now. We started off with 2, and now there's 15 of us. Oh, Stannis, no. Young Stannis. He's sickly. The poor lad. Ah. Oh. Sam Good Selmy has passed away, and now Lord Baldrich Selmy has taken over the High Lordship of the Marchfields. Him and his 4 children, his line is secured, to be sure. Ah, that's so sad. Quite sad indeed.
So I guess, apparently, our wife, Lady Selene, has claims to the High Lordship of Nestridge. Oh, that's right. Okay, so I forget she is the granddaughter of John Connington, the Griffin Knight himself. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. So Rational Nihilist, the current Lord of Connington. Ronald Connington. Yeah, we could just lay claim to all of Nestridge for our wife's claims. That's pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. Because then her heir would be Andar the Second as well. Yeah, that is interesting. So while I have no beef with House Connington, I actually really enjoy the Conningtons. The last member we truly respected, I would say, was Lord John the Griffin Knight. He was one of the last people to really interact with us in our lifetime as far as House Connington goes, other than Lord Sebastian the First. So now we have Lord Sebastian II and all his children. But these lands may very well bolster our own on the mainland. Because then it shares the border with Storm's End itself, Dark Harrow of House Trant, the Slain of House Morlas. Yeah, because apparently these guys apparently took over the Slain. And Red Watch of House Swan, as well as Cape Wrath and the Rainwood. So that's pretty interesting. We would be right there on the doorstep. Oh, not the Grandisons. Okay, I thought it was right there. No, we're good. But yeah, so it's a really central position and just a massive amount of land, with like right at the heart of the Stormlands, right there on the coast of Shipbreaker Bay as well. So I think that's pretty interesting. I don't see why not, because then, damn, we would have to hold these titles though. I don't think we'd be able to grant them to anybody else. Because I was thinking we could give our second, basically, or our heir, these lands, but then they would become independent by holding this this High Lordship title. Now, if we were to hold 2 High Lordships, that would be interesting, and just give like these county titles to some individual, right? But we ourselves hold the title of the High Lordship. I think that would be pretty interesting. Yeah, very interesting indeed. I don't know how that would play out, though. Honestly, I think it would be an absolute mess of titles. And I know that, I'm really trying to think of a reason, like a lore-based reason as to why Lord Andar the Strong would want to take Nestridge from the Conningtons. The only reason I can see, or that I can even fabricate in a lore sense, is that because his wife has a claim to those lands, if he takes them, then his children then inherit those lands later on as well, just kind of adding to the legacy of House Taurynt. Because when you think about it, we have overthrown the Grandison uprising, retook our island, built it to greatness unlike anything before, and now our house grows strong with 15 living members. However, it's also very possible for us to just continue to bolster our strength, because now we have taken the Taurynt Isle from House Tarth, and then we would take Nestridge and Griffin's Roost from House Connington. So that's 2 incredibly strong major houses that were taken over by House Taurynt. But he's a just man and diligent. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's tough out here. I'm really trying to think of a way to make it make sense, and I'm not entirely sure that I can, other than take it just to take it. Yeah, honestly, I might just say fuck it and do it anyway. Because at first, when you think about it, Dane Taurynt, he had taken Vellum Coast and then renamed it the Taurynt Coast and added that to his lands. And the only reason he did it is because it was in such close proximity. We were literally 1 city into the province of Scribes Isle, literally like a hop away. You could probably even see the islands from each other, you know, all the way down on the ground level. So he took the Vellum Coast because he could. But now we have means and almost a necessity to take Nestridge, just to further increase our own strength, I think. I think the inner turmoil is really starting to get to Lord Andar, however. Yeah, the wider world considers you capable of cracking rocks with your teeth. And honestly, what better way to crack rocks than by declaring war on one of the strongest houses in Westerosi history? Fuck it, we ball. It's a shame to happen, but we're gonna do it. Yeah, house relation damaged. That is tough. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to see if I could... I guess not, okay. I just hope they stay out of this war, you know what I'm saying? That would be interesting if they came at us. Let me see if I can't call my allies. Yeah, I have 3 allies. Oh, we can call in Dorne and the Golden Tooth and Lord Robert the Noble Stag. Fuck yeah, dude. Nice. That may be overkill. I don't think we need all of them, but I am hoping that it'll deter them enough, or deter anybody else enough from trying to jump in here, because now we have 64,000 men. Yeah, and we're just gonna head straight for Nestridge. Yeah, I will take what is rightfully mine. Archers, loose! Lord Andar the Strong himself leading the charge. Damaged relations. Oh, Balana Dairy became rivals with Estelle Torrens. Relations improved. Became friends with Estelle Torrent. Oh, they're sisters-in-law. Yeah, because Karina Lefford is who wed our son and heir. Good for them. Good for them. Very nice. I'm going to slow it down a bit so we can really get a feel for this war, lads. Look at that. The Dornishmen, they charge in here. And the Conningtons are chasing down the Baratheons. Run, Robert, run! There was no shame in fleeing to fight another day. Live, you bastard. Familial reflection. I remember the day when my daughter Estelle was born to my wife Celine, my charming daughter. Memories like these bring me comfort. No matter what happens, I know that my family is there for me, and that House Taurynt stands strong. Storm the field, I whisper under my breath. Nice. Yeah, she deserves a gift for her loyalty. Fuck yeah, dude. We have 17k in gold right now. That's insane. Here comes the Leffords. Yes. Our marriage alliance comes to fruition in the birth of my grandchildren. No! Ah, the Battle of the Thimble is well underway. Lord Robert, the noble stag of the Stormlands, has been caught by 9,000 men of Nestridge. And they are surely to lose. Ah, Robert, no! Damn, yeah, it's a brutal fight. There's just not enough men-at-arms. Not enough captains, either. He had 2 captains with him. Damn, that is tough. Yeah, cut them down to size, though. Literally down by almost 1,000. Yeah, but look at the armies of the Dornishmen charging forth. Just laying siege to these lands. Nice. Alright, speed it up just a tad bit. We're down to the last 50 days of the siege battle. Ah, we took a prisoner and seized an artifact. Yeah, we are now a quarreling house with House Connington. We imprisoned Orenna Connington. It's sad that it had to happen, honestly. God damn. There's so much land here in Nestridge. That's absolutely insane, man. Alright, let's move on to our next war target. I say we hit the border right here and wait for the Conningtons to come at us. Commander promoted. 19 and 22? Sure, he can join us. That's fine. Archers loose. Yeah, here comes the Conningtons. Look at them. They're going to get chased down and cornered by the Dornishmen. Uh-oh. Peasant revolt. Aw, no. Get there. Come on. Yeah, the Dornishmen come to the rescue. Yeah, we now control Redwind. And just like that, the war score has reached 100. Beautiful. But I'm going to charge out into battle just to add insult to injury. I may be a little cruel for that, honestly, but the men thirst for a good fight, and a siege battle a fight does not make. There we go. Beat them down, lads. Get there. Yes. Ah, that's tough. We captured 2 more enemy combatants, including the Lord Sebastian Connington himself. Spoils of war. We gained 33 after the battle. Yeah, we are now a quarreling house with House Staines. That's interesting. Yeah, you sharpened your skills in warfare and personal combat during the battle. You gained 9 trait experience in foot soldier. Nice. That was a decent fight, lads. And just like that, the Taurynt Isle war for Lady Celine's claims on the High Lordship of Nestridge. We enforce our demands. My dear nephew. Oh, okay. We're gonna pay him 600. I think that's a fair amount. I mean, he did keep the Connington host busy as they chase after his ass. I kind of feel bad about it, but it is what it is. You know, no big deal. She's only making 1.7 per month from Griffin's Roost. That is pretty tough, man. Is he my prisoner too? Ah, shit. Okay. Yeah, I want to get rid of these prisoners before I do something silly and foolish on accident. Well, that is a very interesting turn of events. Yeah, we are first in line. If our wife passes before us, we inherit Nestridge. Yeah. And then if we pass before our wife, our son inherits the Taurynt Isle. And then once his mother passes, he'll inherit Nestridge. So, all in all, not bad. Oh, no, our alliance died. Michael Cole to become the squire of Gaston Catherine. Sure. I don't see why not. Seems like a noble upbringing for a noble spirit indeed, lads. All is well within the family. Good. Yeah, Sir Robert Baratheon, my son-in-law, my good son, if you will. Yeah, my cousins, basically. Lynera Flowers and Sir Robert Baratheon. Good. That's good. Alright, lads. Well, my game crashed unexpectedly, so I think it's going to be a sign for us to end the episode there. I do apologize. But until next time, always remember, honor in service, glory in sacrifice, and storm the field. And I, Sir Andar of House Taurynt, your Lord Commander, will see you in the battles ahead. Goodbye, my friends.